Hi there, Taurus. Welcome to your end of January 2023 General Tarot Update. It's Rena here. All right. We got three queens. What does that mean, you guys? I was asking another sign what two queens in a reading, in a spread mean, but three, that's really something. The queens can be mother energy, creative energy of some sort. Okay. So the heart of the matter is the King of Wands. I consider this the highest level of self-empowerment. So somebody who is really taking charge of their life. And I mean, if this is a character in your life besides yourself, then it might be a fire sign. So Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius. I think it's supposed to be Sag, but you know, the Leo and the royalty, the king, I could see that. And even the Aries, I could see it. But the point is that fire energy is very independent. It's not trying to rely on somebody else to hold your hand or anything like that. You're doing things on your own. And it's like the alpha male kind of energy, but even for women, because the male and female have nothing to do with gender. It has to do with passive versus aggressive. The feminine energy is more passive, and that's not a bad word, by the way, being passive. Sometimes it can be, you know, if somebody, it can be a negative condition if somebody is not taking the initiative ever, you know, and they're just kind of going through life, and they're just, you know, reacting to whatever happens, and they're not ever doing something themselves. And yeah, I do think that that's a little bit problematic, but I don't, you know, overall, you know, if it's balanced, it can be a good thing to have that ability to let go and not always try to, you know, make things happen. I think that sometimes that gets excessive. In the past position, we have the Tower card, and this actually, as soon as I saw that Tower card, I thought about the lunar eclipse in Taurus that happened in November 8th, I believe, and that was in conjunction with Uranus, so, which, by the way, was retrograding at that point, and Uranus is going direct on January 22nd, so that can be kind of symbolic of moving forward. And if that was an exact conjunction, not the minutes, but the degrees, 16 degrees of Taurus at that time. And for Taurus individuals, this may have been a time when something, if you were resisting change in your life, it happened anyway. So that's why it gets messy, because maybe the person has been, you know, kind of saying, I don't want this, I don't want any change, I want things to stay the same, but it was, you know, it's not good for it to do that. So, being able to see how life can change in the blink of an eye, how something can come totally out of nowhere, blindside you, and force you to pay attention to a particular issue, and it can run the gamut. So I don't know how many of you experience this. You know, I have Taurus rising, but I don't think anything significant happened. It was, you know, I wasn't within a few degrees of that that eclipse, but it still was supposed to affect that sign. So anyway, the point is that some of you may have faced it, and it has caused you to take charge of your life because you realize that maybe you were letting too much slide, and you were trying to be, you know, laid back, and you were a little bit too laid back. So that would be being too passive, you know. So yeah, very interesting. The higher message is the Queen of Swords. So it's about, you know, some issue in your life. Maybe you have to make a choice about something, and the emotions have to be kind of put on the back burner. You cannot, you know, lead with your heart in this particular case. But unlike the King of Swords, this is not about totally divorcing yourself from your feelings. It's about acknowledging your feelings and still making a decision that may be very difficult for you. And, you know, an example would be if the Tower card was finding out that your partner was cheating on you, or that they, you know, have been, yeah, I mean, could be cheating on you for a while and you didn't know, and now that you do, you are having a hard time letting go of that relationship. And the card that crosses you explains this. The Three of Swords can be that you feel that sense of rejection from that behavior, and because you're blaming yourself when the other person, your partner, who was supposed to be, you know, there for you and loyal, they decided to stray. And there may be extenuating circumstances that kind of complicate this, but the bottom line is that you shouldn't feel that you are not okay because of what somebody else did. And that could be keeping you from really letting it go. And the same thing can apply to work matters. Maybe you got fired, you know, or laid off, whatever you want to call it, out of the blue when you least expected it, and you have believed that it means that you're unwanted or that you are incompetent, and it could have absolutely nothing to do with that. It might have had to do with the boss favoring somebody else and having to choose. And even if you feel like you were the one who showed up the earliest and worked the longest, and you feel like it's not fair and why is this happening to me, you still have to acknowledge it so that you can move beyond it. Because if you're too caught up in, you know, this happened to me and it's so unfair, then you're going to be stuck, and you don't want to be stuck. What's coming in as the Queen of Pentacles, this can be about really embracing your domestic palace, if you will. And that could be a one-room studio apartment, meaning that you are taking refuge in your home life. And that can include, for some people, even gardening, getting, you know, caught up in the dirt, doing things that have this nourishing quality to them that are more like, this is like a double feminine energy, but Pentacles can always be about commerce and, you know, making money. So maybe you are like starting a home business, and the King of Wands could be like that entrepreneurship. And because you're starting at home, there's that feeling of comfort because you don't have to get out of your, you know, pajamas or jogging pants. You can just kind of live life on your own terms and at your comfort level. I know, I know that there are going to be Taurus people who like that idea. And the outcome is the Queen of Cups, tuning into your higher self, really getting involved in your creativity versus the worldly demands of whatever it is that you have felt. You see how I started the reading with the King of Wands and ended with the Queen of Cups? These are two sides of the spectrum. One is more outer yang energy, you know, trying to take the world by storm, and the other one is very interior, quiet, reflective, and intuitive, artistic. Both of these have places in life, and you could, you know, because if you're going to be somebody, if you really want to make a living being an artist, you're going to have that King of Wands energy sometimes. You're going to have to summon it up. You can't just be, you know, airy-fairy all the time. You have to be able to, you know, bring that ability to kind of go after what you want and promote yourself too. So it's very interesting what has taken place. I think this is really up Taurus's alley, all of these cards, or most of them. This is what I have for you, Taurus. I hope that this resonated. If you would like a private reading, the link is below. Take care. Bye.